Welcome back to Seattle. Today we are checking in on Emma, who is getting one of, by far, our most popular procedures, a BBL. So we're gonna go check in on her and Dr. Bullis and the nurses, so come on back. Hi.
Hello.
Hi Emma. Hi Dr. Bullis. Hi Hades. How's it going here?
It's going good. It's been such a breeze and so relaxed.
Awesome. What areas are we targeting today?
We're doing my full abdomen, some back bra rolls, and then we're transferring everything to, well, not everything, as much as we can into my butt.
The most important part.
Definitely. I'm so excited.
What made you want to do this area?
I mean, it's just something I have wanted my whole life, actually, just not being able to do it with squats and all that kind of stuff. So genetically, that wasn't in my favor, so this is just kind of helping me out here.
I love that. That
Yeah.
is amazing. How do you feel about actually seeing your own fat?
It is satisfying. Watching it all go away,
That's like a
hopefully for good.
Perfect response. Satisfying. And then my favorite question always, what music did you choose to listen to?
We've been doing a couple different playlists. I made one of my own because I know ahead of time you guys told me that we can bring in our own music. So we did a little playlist to get us jazzed, and now we're doing Dr. B's booty playlist to get it hyped for my
Now,
new
is this
butt.
part 1 or 2, Dr. Bullis?
Of what, the booty playlist?
No, yeah, the booty playlist.
This is part 1.
Oh, part 1. I know there's a part 2 somewhere.
So just so you know where we are, we put about 500 cc's on this side and nothing over here yet. And this is all fat that came from the front, so I haven't taken any fat off the back yet.
So this is just going to get better and better.
That's
That's the plan.
significantly bigger.
Wow.
Looking so good so
It looks
far.
so good. I'm jealous. So Dr. Bullis, I want to just chat with you and get your perspective.
Sure.
How is Emma doing today?
She's doing awesome, and we took a lot out of the front, so.
Awesome. And then how much did you actually fit into the booty?
So
How
we've
much
got
did you
half a
get?
liter here right now so far. We might put a little bit more. I want to get another half liter on this side, and then we'll sort of see where we need more.
Awesome. I love
And
it.
once we take away this fat here, that's just going to make everything look complete too, because that's going to bring that waist in and let the booty really pop.
Yeah, I can't wait to see your after photo. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, we'll have to post some of those.
Dr. Bullis, why do you like doing AirSculpt?
Why? I don't know why. It's just fun. I do bonsai on trees, you know. So this is kind of like doing bonsai on people.
She's your little bonsai.
Yeah, so it's fun.
You're
It's
an
just
artist.
you know, taking what nature gave you and just making it a little bit better.
Yeah, you have a good subject.
Yeah.
And then here's a really random question, but how common do you see thighs being done in the clinic?
Oh, this is probably not our most common thing. Most common is probably midsection abdomen, but I would say we do thighs at least a couple times a week. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one I need to
Yeah.
get done. Well, thank you so much for your time today, and
Oh, my pleasure.
Emma, thanks for letting us come in and chat with you
Of
and
course,
interrupt
no
your
problem.
procedure.
I'm so excited. This is just so great. I feel like so far so good.
We're excited
almost
for
done
you.
here.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. Thanks, Dr. Bullis.
Yeah, my
Thank you,
pleasure.
ladies.
Thank you.
Emma, we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Hey, now that we're back in my office, Emma's looking amazing, and we got a chance to chat with her about how she's feeling, but I know everyone has so many questions about BBLs generally, so I'm gonna go through the questions that you all have, and we'll answer them together, or I'll answer them for you. All right, let's see here. How long is recovery after getting AirSculpt? Really, the downtime is not bad for AirSculpt. 2 to 3 days really. Some people even go back to work the next day. For a BBL, we will give you a BBL pillow that you'll put under your thighs. We want you to use that for roughly 2 weeks. And it's also very helpful if you sleep on your tummy during those first 2 weeks as well. Do you have BMI requirements? We do not have BMI requirements. How soon can I travel after getting the procedure done? We usually say about 48 hours. If you have to fly back, the night of or the following day, that's totally fine, but we would prefer it to be 48 hours. And how much fat can you remove? This actually is gonna vary depending on your location, but generally speaking, at least in the Seattle area, it's 5 liters, which is roughly 10 pounds of fat. Okay, how is candidacy determined by BBL? This is actually a really important question because we actually have to have enough fat to harvest from someone's body in order to make a noticeable change in the buttocks. And this is the same if we're transferring fat to the breasts as well. If somebody doesn't have enough fat, we know that not 100% of the fat is gonna live. So we have to make sure to have enough to overfill because we just know that some of it is going to die off automatically. So eat your pumpkin pie. Let's see. Does the Power BBL include AirSculpt's hip flip, or are those separate procedures? So yes and no, actually. The hip flip is included in the Power BBL. Alternatively, you can actually also just do a hip flip if you have like those indents going on the side. I actually had those myself. I didn't get a full BBL, I did the hip flip, and it helped change my shape in a big way. So yes and no to that answer. Could you show us the entry points on the BBL? Usually the entry points are one under each cheek and I believe maybe one above, like in the low back area. Let's see here. Will I be able to sleep? Will I be able to sleep on my bottom after the BBL procedure? Not right away. Like I mentioned before, we really want you to not put pressure on that area for 2 weeks. We don't want you to push around the fat, and we want everything to maintain that beautiful bubbly shape for as long as possible and get you the most fat retention possible as well. Do you recommend massages? Lymphatic massages are not required. If you want to do them, that's totally up to you, but they're not required. And what are the most common areas to take fat from for the BBL? Generally speaking, the abdomen. So at Elite, we call that the full abdomen. So that includes like the whole front, the upper and the lower, and then we swing around to like the waist and flanks or the love handle area. Generally speaking, most people tend to carry the most weight there. Let's see here. How does AirSculpt or the doctors make an even bottom part for their patients? An even bottom part. I'm not sure I quite understand the question, but generally speaking, they'll try to at least accommodate at least 300 to 350 cc's per side. If one cheek is noticeably bigger than the other, they will basically add more to that side to kind of even them out. I think that's what you're asking there. What are the differences between the 3 implants versus injectables versus AirSculpt fat transfer to the buttocks? Well, implants are basically foreign objects that are implanted in the gluteus. We don't do that at Elite. They're pretty dangerous. I have a friend that did them and they don't feel natural, and yeah, so we don't do that here. Injectables are, you would need so many injectables to create what we do with a fat transfer, which can be thousands upon thousands of dollars, and sometimes they're not permanent either. So that is kind of the difference there. The AirSculpt fat transfer to the buttocks, unlike those first 2, which are kind of like foreign objects or substances we're putting into the body, the fat that we're putting in is your own. So your body doesn't really have a chance to reject it at all. And so that's kind of the main differences there. It's a lot safer. How much pain will I feel during the removal and transfer processes? I speak from experience that the removal process is not bad at all. I was taking selfies during mine and laughing with the nurses and the doctor. I didn't feel any pain. The next day you are slightly sore, but that's to be expected. But literally I was back at work the next day with no problem. Let's see, transfer process. My fat transfer to the hips did not give me any issues or pain at all. Everyone is different, I will preface that. So take that, you know, under advisement for yourself and your own pain tolerance, but I would say 95 to 97% of our patients do just fine before, during, and after the process. What affects the survival rate of grafted fat? Honestly, like genetics play the biggest factor. We know that there are a few factors that enable somebody to retain fat more versus somebody else. Genetics are one. Age is a factor. The younger you are, the more fat that you're going to retain. And obviously, like, the better in health you are, if you are a non-smoker, if you have a healthy lifestyle, and, you know, like we mentioned before, don't be putting pressure on there and sitting on your bottom, sleeping on your back for the first 2 weeks. All of that enables somebody to hold on to fat, you know, more fat versus less. Best case scenario is, you know, 80% will stay. In a worst case scenario, 50%, and that's usually somebody much older, probably with chronic health conditions, or possibly a smoker. What if I don't have enough fat? Can I use someone else's fat? Unfortunately, no. I wish this were the case, but no, your body would reject another person's fat. So like I mentioned earlier, if you are thinking about getting a BBL, eat as much as you want during the holidays, get it sucked out, and we'll transfer it. If my butt is uneven, can we transfer to just one butt cheek if necessary? I haven't run into that too much. Generally speaking, people need it on both sides, but as I mentioned before, one side is uneven or larger or smaller than the other. We can definitely try to make them more even. Asymmetry before procedure is really important to look at because it's never going to be exactly the same. That's just the way our bodies are. We're not a mirror image from one side to the next, but we can definitely make it look a lot better than it is currently. And will my waist size change? We always say that, you know, this isn't a weight loss procedure, it's more about shape than size. I have seen definitely waist sizes change, but it's all about maintaining those results and that lifestyle from the AirSculpt procedure. So, do we have any more? I think that's probably it for now, but keep your questions coming. I always look forward to these when we do a live here in Seattle. So if you have questions about fat transfers or anything regarding AirSculpting, feel free to, you know, send us a message on IG. You can call our office. You can make an appointment to do a virtual or an in-person consultation. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.